Hello and welcome to the secret Highland Scottish garden.
Again.
Less snow than last time you snow it. I'm just obsessed with snow or snot or something like that, I don't know. Can you remember the first time we ever did it?
Did what?
You know, I remember the first time we ever did it. And he was quite nervous because he was like, it's a bit cold. I mean, can we not wait while it's a bit warmer? What? Well, you prefer?
No, go on.
I prefer to do it when it's a bit warmer, to be honest. It is more fun, I think, when it's warmer.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
I mean, sometimes you kind of struggle to keep control, especially if it's windy, don't you? We're talking about hiring a narrowboat, by the way.
Yeah.
For the first time. The first time we did it was, I can't remember actually, was it about 2003, 2004?
Yes, it was. 2004.
And we were trying to decide whether we wanted to move onto a narrowboat and live as liveaboards. All that way ago, it's like 18 years ago now, isn't it?
A lifetime away.
And one of the best bits of advice we were given at the time was try it before you buy it. You've heard that phrase before, haven't you?
We have.
So we decided to hire a narrowboat and spend a couple of weeks on it to see if we enjoyed it before we took the plunge, not like
Spladoosh,
to buy a narrowboat. And so we rented a hire boat from Snagill Boats, which is in Skipton on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal in Yorkshire. And we loved it, and well, the rest is history. We bought a boat and then got rid of it.
That failed.
And then bought another boat and lived happily-ish ever after.
Yeah.
And so today we're going to answer the top 10 questions about hiring a narrowboat for the first time.
Yay!
Question number one then is, do you need a licence or insurance to hire a narrowboat? What?
You don't even need common sense.
We're supposed to be passing wisdom on, not encouraging them. If you want to hire a narrowboat, you don't need licence or insurance or anything like that. The hire boat company will sort all that out for you. All you need to do is
turn up.
Yeah, is turn up, bring a bit of common sense with you, and a few bits and pieces which we'll talk about later in the vlog. Yeah. But no licence needed. You don't need to take a course or get a certificate or anything like that.
No, you don't.
You've got some certificates, haven't you?
Yeah, we don't talk about them.
And I'm certified, so we're all right. So how do you control a narrowboat? Well, again, don't worry. It is easier than it looks. And the hire boat people will show you how to do it.
And if I can do it, anybody can.
They'll show you all the bits and pieces and what everything's called. They'll tell you how to fill up with water.
Yeah.
They'll show you some basic engine servicing. Don't be scared by engine servicing. It's just basic stuff.
Yeah.
Like how to grease your stern gland.
Yes.
Which is important because if you don't, it'll dry up and drop off.
It will, and sink.
It won't sink. So basic stuff like that, topping the coolant up, greasing your stern gland, filling it with water, just the basics, and it's really easy. Yeah. Then they'll take you out and they'll show you how to control and manoeuvre the boat safely. And then once you've done all that and you're on your own, there's still a book inside the boat. Most hire boats have got this, well, I say manual, which has got loads of more information that you'd ever need.
Book an extra week just to read it.
But it's all in there. And if you have any questions, you can ring them. They've all got a 24-hour helpline. So if you get stuck or sunk...
Oh, don't get sunk.
There'll be somebody at the other end of the line to speak to.
Yes.
So how do you use the locks and the swing bridges?
Pushing, shoving and winding.
Sometimes wonder where he's going with these things. Locks are very simple. Yeah. You go into a lock, you empty it or fill it up and you go out again. Yeah. It really is that easy. Opening, closing gates and winding or winding down paddles. The boat staff, hire staff will show you how to do it and they'll explain it. They might even send a video, a DVD out to you or a link to a YouTube video that explains the procedure and how to do it safely.
And if you feel unsure, ask them. And they ask them to go with you for the first hour and they will if
Yes, some of them will go out. Whoa. Some will go out with you and take you through the first lock or two.
Yeah.
What you could also do is watch some more YouTube videos. Loads of YouTubers that are narrowboaters, or liveaboards, have done videos on how to operate locks. Yes. Single locks, flights of locks and staircase locks. Yeah. So there's loads of information out there if you're feeling unsure about it. So you come to the end of your first day on your hire boat and you're absolutely shattered.
You will be tired.
And you want a rest. But where can you moor? Where can you stop the boat for the evening, for the night?
Wherever you want.
Yeah, literally anywhere you want. There's a few places, and again, if you've got a bit of common sense about you, you'll know this. There's some places where you really shouldn't moor the boat, and these are places like on lock landings where boats might be coming to use the lock, or by swing bridges or bridges where the canal narrows.
Yeah.
Outside marinas, because you've got boats coming in and out of the marina. Or in winding holes. A winding hole is a widening in the canal where boats come to turn around, and you don't want to be moored there and a boat turns around and whacks you on your...
And they will.
You know what.
They will.
They will. So you can literally moor anywhere as long as it's not those places. If there's no pins or bollards at the side of the canal, you can just hammer your own pins in, yeah, and tie your ropes around there. That's and moor there for the night.
Look out for Armco as well.
Armco is like metal piling that you can wrap chains around.
Yeah.
And there's also dedicated visitor moorings, and you'll spot those a mile off because they'll have big signs saying visitor moorings.
It's easy.
But you don't have to stay on visitor moorings. You can moor out in the wilderness like we used to do whenever we could. That's better.
It is now.
Sorry. I've done my hair now.
Oh.
Next question then. Oh, it's better in here, isn't it?
It is a lot better.
It's all about boating etiquette. Slow down! And a lot of the guidebooks might not give you the lowdown on boating etiquette. It's something that you pick up as your kind of experience progresses as a boater, doesn't it?
That's right.
And we've picked some things up over the years, especially Sean, but the cream gets rid of most of it.
It does.
But in regards to etiquette, there are a few things that would, well, be beneficial to know about beforehand. So the first one is the speed limit. It's a limit, not a target or a speed to achieve. Now the limit generally is 4 miles an hour. That can be different on rivers and locks, but on the canals it's generally 4 miles an hour.
Which is walking speed.
It's a
bit slower.
A brisk walking speed. But again, it's not a target. We normally cruise at about 2.5 to 3 miles an hour. But whenever you pass a moored boat, it's important to slow down to tick over. Tick over is basically like idling in a car where you're not in gear, where the engine is just running. Yeah. That's what tick over is on a boat, which is between about 600 and 900 revs on your engine. So slow down to tick over whenever you pass a moored boat. Yeah. Yeah? It's also good to slow down when you're passing another boat coming the other way, because if you're going too fast or that boat's coming too fast, the wash can pull your boat in. And we've seen it before. Remember Jimson Weed?
Yes, I do. He ended up in the weed.
He ended up in the weed. And you will annoy boaters if you go too fast, believe me.
And they will shout at you.
They will. It also damages wildlife. The wash and the wake from your boat can erode the banking. It can ruin nests, and it's not very nice. Running your engine is important if you need to keep your batteries charged, and your boat company might tell you to run your engine if you're doing certain things on the boat, like running a hairdryer or a microwave. So it's a good idea not to run your engine after 8 o'clock at night or before 8 o'clock on a morning. Because if you're out there to enjoy the peace and quiet of the countryside, you don't want an engine rumbling away in the background, do you, when you're trying to relax. We get asked quite a lot, why do boats pass on the right when cars drive on the left in Britain? Well, you're thinking about it a bit wrong there, because
it's maritime etiquette.
Well, boats were driving on the right way before cars were even thunk of. Thunk of. So it's actually the cars that are passing on the wrong side, if anything, isn't it?
That's correct.
But pass to the right when you're passing another boat. Right, when it comes to locks, we were just talking about how to use locks. When it comes to actually etiquette in locks, if you're approaching a lock, you might be lucky. There might be a boat in there that's about to come out and you can go straight in. Yeah. If you're that boat and you see a boat approaching, leave the gates open. I mean, indicate and find out if they are coming in, and if they are, leave the gates open so the boat can come straight in. If you're leaving a lock, close the gates behind you and make sure you close the paddles.
Yes, because you can empty a canal if you don't.
And it has been done. It still happens quite regularly. Whole stretches of water drain away because somebody's forgotten to lower the paddles, which allow the lock to fill and empty. The other thing is, if you're approaching a lock, it might be that you can't use it straight away. Because if the lock is set for the other direction, i.e. you've come in from the top, but the lock is empty and you need to fill it, Now, if there's a boat coming, if you can see a boat coming, give the boat time to come in and use the lock, and that saves anything up to 150, maybe 200,000 litres of water.
Yeah.
And the most important piece of boating etiquette we can think of is be nice. It's true that some liveaboard boaters are not very keen on hire boaters.
Yes, that's true.
It's also true that there's hire boaters that have been hire boating for 30, 40, 50 years.
And have got more experience than liveaboards.
Yeah, so you're going to get a mix of people just like you do off the canals.
Yeah.
But one thing that does unite everybody is friendliness.
Yes, it
just
does.
Smile, say hello and be nice and give everybody the same courtesy that you'd expect from them.
Can you like the Joker then?
You did, didn't you? Another question we get is, can I drink the water from the tank on the boat? This is another weird one, because if it's a brand new boat with a stainless steel water tank and a filter on the drinking water tap, then generally, yes, it is safe to drink. But a lot of hire boats are quite, well, like you.
Old.
And I wouldn't personally, but I can be a little bit funny when it comes to things like that. So I generally drink bottled water. A little bit. Sean drinks the tap water from any hire boat if it's got a filter attached to it. That's what you want to look for. And the hire boat staff will show you the filters if it's got one. What do you need to take with you? This is a good question, because it's actually generally the same on most hire boats.
Yes, it is.
A lot of them will supply everything, which is like bedding and towels and crockery and knives and forks and mugs and things like that.
It's basically, it's like any other self-catering holiday.
It is. So you need to take your own clothes, obviously. Well, I don't.
And your own food.
And your food. I take my pillow. Yeah. I don't know if I'm a bit weird like that.
No, you're not weird. A lot of people do that.
I like to take my own pillow.
A lot of people take their own bedding.
Yeah, they do, yeah. It's also good to take some waterproof clothing, some good sturdy boots, because it can be a bit muddy.
Yeah.
Especially, well, I was going to say out of season, but I've known some summers where you've had a muddy tow path.
Yes.
A torch is a good idea.
Yes, because it can get very dark with no street lights. Yep,
it's good. I mean, the company will give you a guide to the route you're on. It's good to get your own guide and study it, and maybe look on Google Maps and YouTube of other people that have done that route, so that you know what to expect. And food, as Sean said. Now, sometimes you can pick food up from the supermarket on your way down to the boat. Sometimes you can actually get a supermarket to deliver a big load of food and stuff on the day that you arrive, which is handy, and that's what we did when we were on the Caledonian Canal.
Or you can check out the plan of your route, see if there's any supermarkets en route.
A very popular question is, I'm a solo boater, will a hire boat company allow me to take a boat on my own?
Probably not.
Generally not. Hire boating companies prefer at least 2 people to take a boat.
Just for safety.
It is for safety reasons, because especially new boaters would find it very difficult to operate locks and swing bridges and manoeuvre the boat on their own. And if you've not got a lot of experience, it can actually be quite dangerous.
Yeah.
So,
just think, if you're a solo boater, inexperienced, nobody about, and you fall in a lock.
Yeah. So generally, hire boat companies will want 2 people or more. What's the best time of year to hire a narrowboat? Well, this is Britain. And it can be a bit weird, can the weather in Britain?
Very weird.
We've just had the mildest January on record. We had temperatures like 15, 16 degrees up here in the north of Scotland.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've travelled over some hills in July on my bike a few years ago, and it was 9 degrees at the top of the hill, and cloudy and horrible and cold. So you never quite know. It can be really cold and wet and windy in the summer, and it can be really mild and sunny and lovely in the winter.
Yeah.
With our
luck.
Yeah, with our luck. We always pick the worst week, so don't go on a week where we're out there, because you'll get the rain. It is potluck. Yeah. I mean, obviously the chances for warmer, sunnier weather are going to be higher in the kind of early summer, late summer. So anywhere from really May through to September, which is the peak season for boating, really, isn't it?
Quietest, if you want a quiet cruise.
If you want a quiet cruise, try April, just after the winter season, or down in towards October. The beginning of October can be pretty quiet. but you're just taking a bit of a gamble on the weather.
Yeah.
But take some waterproofs and go out there expecting some bad weather.
Be a real boater.
Do you need to be physically fit?
It helps.
Well, yeah. I mean, it helps to be, at least you're able to get on and off the boat.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get on and off the boat and stand up for a while, then that's really all you need, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yes.
If there's a crew, like more than, what, 2 or more, and the other person is fitter than they can do the locks and the swing bridges,
Fine.
then that's okay. But yeah, you do need to be at least mobile, be able to get up and about. If you're disabled or you have trouble with mobility, there are some groups that run narrowboat holidays or wide beam holidays throughout the country. We'll put some links to some of those in the video description. Be excited about it and go into it. Try not to be too anxious. We get a lot of messages from people saying that they're really anxious and nervous about the first experience.
Yeah.
As we were.
We were.
And you'll have some bumps and scrapes and you might have somebody shouting at you, but...
I did.
Yeah, so what? It just adds to the fun.
Even on Silver Fox.
Enjoy it. That's what it's all about. There's plenty out there to enjoy. Don't feel intimidated by other boaters. If you've got any questions, ask. There are no stupid questions.
Yeah.
As liveaboard, quite experienced boaters, we loved seeing hire boaters out on the canal. We'd be up there talking to them and they'd be asking questions, and it's always good to pass on experience and advice like that.
Ask other boaters, they'll talk to you.
Yeah. We hope you found this little vlog useful and that it might have inspired you to go and hire a narrowboat for the first time this year. Good luck, because I know they're getting very busy already.
They are.
If you have enjoyed this vlog, over the next couple of weeks we're going to be telling you some of the best places to visit on your first narrowboat holiday. If you've enjoyed this one, and we hope you have, and you're not already, please subscribe to the channel.
Oh, I'm too early.
Thumbs up and hit the notifications bell for YouTube to let you know, notify you of further vlogs whenever we release them. If you want to support the channel, there's a link up above Sean's head or in the video description if it's not there, and you can support the channel on Patreon or become a YouTube member. We will see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.
Ta-ra.